Hi everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there. I had to go to Iowa for a special project. We're doing some pretty interesting stuff out here. I'll show you around a little bit. Got a window. It's not quite what I expected, but it's on. Yeah. So it's pretty good. I'm glad that I could tune in to present a little video to you today at the board meeting, and I'd like to talk a little bit about change management and the digital program, and hopefully make it clear about what we're doing. We've seen a lot of growth, like 40% growth in our email, 90% growth in our mobile lists, over 400% growth in our social media over the past few years. We'll continue to proactively pursue an acquisition strategy, but now we're focusing a lot more on the value of these people, of their cultivation, and of the retention of these supporters, old and new. Our public-facing system vision is complete. I'm proud to say that Campfire, Core, and AddUp are all operational. Now we need to make sure that these systems become a true part of our digital grassroots powerhouse. Connecting a large, diverse audience to our work in a way that feels engaging and meaningful to them requires that the disparate bodies that comprise the Sierra Club use the technology as part of their regular institutional strategy. We can't build an online organizing team that can support millions of people in a way that goes beyond just email petitions. So in order for this rich array of activities in our local networks to reach the wider world in an optimal way requires a level of digital fluency and knowledge of our specific systems. As you know, all that becomes as familiar as a Rolodex or a clipboard, especially when it comes to data and content creation. Knowing how Core, for example, tracks growth and participation and how it can be used to cultivate deeper relationships with constituents is important for a chapter that wants to grow and broaden its local support. Having the skills to build a dynamic online campaign and AddUp and to regularly organize the group of participants who found that campaign means that a regional campaigner can recruit exponentially more qualified people and keep them interested. Eventually that turns into power, it turns into a win, or at least an interesting journey for the constituents, whether we win or lose. And I think that's what really grips people in our work and aligns them with our value proposition. They'll come back for more if they feel like there's life in the work. Leveraging a distributed SMS system to turn out a lot of people at a last-minute town hall meeting could result in a game-changing moment. The systems that we created to do all this stuff are fairly user-friendly, but they do have a learning curve. We built them with users who possess average skills in using software in mind. Still, the process of educating, inspiring training, and following up staff and volunteers is a challenge considering the uneven distribution of competency and expertise in this area, especially out in the field. To this end, we'll make efforts in 2018 and 2019 going forward to involve as much of the organization in a change management process in order to introduce or reintroduce the concepts, generate enthusiasm, and train them on these systems. And I'll talk a little bit now about our current strategy for doing this. We'd like to engage chapters and volunteers as much as possible. They are key to getting our systems where we want them to be. We'll use a consultant to figure out the best strategy and to create collateral materials that will present a crisp, rich presentation to establish the approach and why it's useful. This strategy will initially involve research into the specific needs of many people in the field. We'll identify common problems that are clear, present, and important for the majority of people, such as generating more or diverse lists, efficiently executing rapid response tactics, figuring out next steps for a growing social media list, and others, and build examples of how we can effectively solve these problems using our systems. By making it real and valuable, we can eliminate some of the ambivalent feelings about technology that we've seen in some instances. We will present these examples as well as the high-level strategy in a high-quality, engaging presentation and discussion via webinar, but as much as possible in person. We will follow these presentations with in-depth systems trainings on core, AddUp, distributed tools, and Campfire, and presentations on best practices in content creation, social media, and data use. Similar to trainings in management and equity, this will continue well into 2019 and 2020 and remain ongoing and regular. Initially, much of the training will be hands-on. A lot is already happening, and further investment in money and staff time, which is already budgeted, will be required for the duration of 2018. We will then move to shoring up the learnings and experiences with webinars, on-demand videos, and white papers, case studies, and success stories. We'll establish KPIs, for example, number of campaigns generated and updated in AddUp, number of new constituents engaged in local campaigns, core logins, results, surveys, social media growth for local entities, etc., to monitor material success and report back on results. Especially for chapters and local entities, we will as well limit the use of some tools with the agreement that much more availability will be made of newer and more valuable resources should people make an effort to effect change. For example, this carrot stick approach would limit the creation and distribution of local emails via our centralized Leo service that give people unlimited email sends if they build an associated AddUp campaign. The Leos digital team will be on point for the foreseeable future in ensuring the ongoing support of the change management efforts, instead of providing hands-on services for local entities. Our ultimate aim, after all, is to empower the distributed use of tools among the local entities. So there you go. Hope that was informative and interesting. I'm more than happy to continue the discussion by email or take any questions. And I look forward to seeing you at the next board meeting. If you look behind me, you can see a project that I'm working on that maybe we could discuss some funding around. I think it would really help us move our mission forward. So have a good rest of your meeting, and I hope it's successful and productive, and see you soon. Bye.